Hello vinyl community and everyone else watching this. I'm back again, isn't that amazing? With another video. This one long overdue. I hope everybody out there is doing well. I said a couple of months ago to a fairly new-ish guy in the VC. His name is JJ22 Explosive Hits. That he loves K-Tel albums, and I said I'd show mine. And that was a long time ago. And sorry it's taking me so long, but we're going to do that tonight. I'm going to go through my, at least some of them. There might be some missing here, but these are the ones that I could easily locate and dig out. I'm going to go through my K-Tel and assorted other similar labels stuff that's along the same lines as K-Tel records, and I'll go into that a little bit towards the end as well. I want to start out with probably my rarest, my at least in America hardest to find K-Tel album that I own, and this is the Story of the Stones. This is a 2-record set, similar to Hot Rocks, but it only goes to like 67 and maybe 68. And it's a 2-record set put out by the UK, K-Tel in the UK. It's a gatefold. It's got a nice little write-up on the inside, and I will show the label on one of these because it does have sort of a K-Tel custom label. And it comes in, you know, typical UK sleeves that get stained easily for whatever reason, but and it's got that typical UK sort of glossy thinnish cover. It's a cool album, I think. So K-Tel collectors that don't have this, look out for it. And it's got it goes a little deeper than, a little earlier and a little deeper than Hot Rocks, and doesn't go as late. I didn't show, there's the set list if you can see that. So there you go, the Story of the Stones. 30 original, because it's K-Tel. You'd think it'd even have more than that on it. But there you go, the Story of the Stones. My first K-Tel record I'm going to show. Now I have to show this one in honor of JJ. Of course, it's the classic 22 Explosive Hits on K-Tel records. You get Sammy Davis Jr. on here, Lobo, Olivia Newton-John, that's for Tom Hunyadi, Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, Daddy Dewdrops, I think it's Daddy Dewdrop, they put an S on it, Hot Butters Popcorn is on here, Derek and the Dominoes, probably a 2-minute version of Layla, Giorgio Son, My Father is on here, great song, the Sugar Bears, the Detroit Emeralds, Millie Jackson, I can remember the commercial for this and the guy rattling those off. They all had TV commercials pretty much. Television was the thing. That's how they sold these things. And if you don't know a lot about K-Tel, there's a label. They would cram as many album songs on an album side as they could, often 10, 11, or even 12. Sometimes the songs would be edited severely. Sometimes they would be very prematurely faded. And once in a while, you might get a whole song. But they were cheap. And they started out, they were probably about $3. By the time they finished, they were probably 6 or 7, but that might have been for a double. And of course, the record selector is advertised on the back of that one. Next up, this was the first one I ever owned, and this is from my original collection. This is 22 Hits Music Power, and again, this is the first one I ever owned. And my records got a little bit wet at one point, and so I got some major damage here, and that happened while it was in my possession. I only have like 2 albums that have ever been damaged in my possession, and this is one of them. Label's the same on this one. This one's got Jim Stafford and Brownsville Station, Millie Jackson again, Gladys Knight in the Pit, Sonny and Cher, the Raspberries, the Sweet, Barry White. I'll show you the track list, but you probably won't be able to see it because it's pretty damaged. So there you go, 22 explosive. There's music power actually on that one. And here's the album that was right next to it when it got damaged. They lined right up. These two just wound up sticking together. This is fantastic, 22 original hits. Again, 11 songs aside. There's your track listing. Same label again, so I'm not going to show it. The labels do change eventually. This one's got Dawn, Elton John, Focus, The Sweet, The Raspberries again, Barry White again, Rod Stewart, Donny Osmond, Gun Hill Road, Gary Glitter. Well, Elton John's on here twice. Fantastic. 22 original hits. And we go to, they're cutting down a little bit by this point. This one's 20 explosive original hits. This one's only got 20 songs on it. So again, they're advertising the record selector on the back. There is your track listing there. And this one, I believe, goes back a ways. This one gives you some new stuff, but mostly older stuff on this one. Let me see. Okay, and this one has a different K-Tel label. This might actually be earlier and not later than the other ones. I don't know. I don't know my history of K-Tel all that well. But this one's got Mungo Jerry. It just says stair steps. They forgot the 5 stair steps. Edison Lighthouse, the Box Tops, the Who, the T-Set, the Shocking Blue, the Cufflinks, Box Tops again. 20 explosive original hits. Which leads us to 20 dynamite hits. Original stars, I love that. Not original artists, original stars. Give you the names right there in the front. Terry Jacks is on this one. Seasons in the Sun. Along with Paper Lace, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Nazareth, Eric Clapton, Albert Hammond, Elton John, Peter Noon, Lobo, Sister Janet Mead, Al Wilson, Gladys Knight and the Pips, and once again the blue label that was on these for so long, bluish gray label. Dynamite, 20 greatest hits. Sometimes they would do, you know, concepts. They wouldn't just put hits on. Like this one, Super Bad. This is 20 original recordings, original stars, all in the sort of R&B soul genre this time. And you've got Isaac Hayes, the Staple Singers, Barbara Mason, Detroit Emeralds, the Silvers, the Shy Lights, Frida Payne, Chairman of the Board, James Brown. The Main Ingredient, Jerry Butler. Cool stuff. Same blue label probably. Yep, same blue label. Next up, I've got 20 power hits. Another one of these sort of, this one celebrates rock. Again, promoting the record selector on the back. There's your track listing. I think that's your track. No, there's your track listing there. Sorry about that. And this one, you've got a Melody and the Honeycomb, and not really celebrating rock at all. Paul Anka, not celebrating rock. Redbone, Melody's on here twice. Peter Nero, wow, these are not power hits. Sly and the Family Stones, Edgar Winter, 20 power hits. Not power hits at all. Now we're getting a little bit later. Super Gold hits. And wow, there's only 18 songs on this one. So you're getting some quality there. There you go. And you've got Casey and the Sunshine Band, Austin Roberts, Roxy Music, Hall & Oates, Alice Cooper, Ace, Jigsaw, Gladys Knight, The Spinners, the George Baker Selection. Brotherhood of Man, Vicky Sue Robinson, Larry Groce, the Junk Food Junkie is on here. Super Gold Hits, K-Tel. Now we've got K-Tel's Hit Machine, 20 hits on this one. There's your track listing there. Let's see, are we still on the blue label? No, by now we've switched to the familiar orange and yellow sort of label. And this one's got Maxine Nightingale. Pratt and McLean, the Happy Days theme is on here. Casey and the Sunshine Band, Starbuck, War, Frankie Valli, Paul Anka, Rick Dees, the Disco Duck, Elton John, Walter Murphy, A Fifth of Beethoven, John Sebastian, Kiss with Rock and Roll All Night is on here. The Four Seasons, Hit Machine. Now we're getting later. I've only got a couple more K-Tels here. Pure Gold. This one's a 2-record set. 36 original tracks on this one. It's got a gatefold and no expense. You know, it was too high to do this gatefold. No expense spared is what. 2-record set. There's your track listing. And just a few notables: Maxine Nightingale, Cliff Richard, Al Stewart, Paul Anka, Diana Ross, England Dan and John Ford Coley, 10cc David Soul is on here, ladies and gentlemen. Walter Murphy again, Linda Ronstadt, Firefall, War, Brownsville Station. This one's sort of all over the place. Heart, Paul Anka, Pratt and McLean. Once again. This is sort of a best of, I think. Looking at it, Abba's on here. I didn't even realize that. Looking at it, this is sort of, I think they've taken a bunch of songs from earlier releases and put them out on this. That's what this one looks like to me. And I've got a couple more K-Tels, but they get a little bit funkier. This is Hit Express. And this one only has 14 or 6. This one only has 14 songs on it. Wow. I mean, you could almost fit them all on here. There's your set list. We're into the 80s now. This is K-Tel in the 80s. And we've got the Human League, Huey Lewis, Van Halen, Hall & Oates, Journey, Foreigner, Phil Collins, The Police, Rick Springfield, Rod Stewart, Yellow, Genesis, Loverboy, and Joan Jett. All on one album. What did the label look like at this point? Oh, see? Another familiar label. See, now somewhere I've got Star Power, but it's not here. So there's another one I have somewhere. I don't know where it is. I just happen to remember that. I think Star Power was like the 3rd one I ever got. But I don't have it here to show. And there is your set list, track list, whatever. And now we go to something a little bit different. This is the last of the K-Tels that I have. This is Canada's finest solid gold. This is a K-Tel album full of Canadian artists. 20 tracks. And we get Bachman Turner Overdrive, The Guess Who, Pagliaro, which is a great song. What the Hell I Got is a great song. Bim, whoever that is. Ian Thomas, Heart, April Wine, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Stampeders, Keith Hampshire. See what the label on this one looks like. Okay, once again, it's that orange label that we're all familiar with. And 20 original hits, original stars. Again, I like that they put original stars, not original artists. Everybody on here is a star. Bim is a star. Charity Brown is a star. Anyway, okay, so that's it for K-Tel. But K-Tel had a competitor called Ronco. And if you watched my last video, my first theory video about the theory of box sets, I mentioned the Do It Now album, but I didn't show it. Well, here it is. This is technically the first like rock and roll mail order album. Now the radio stations have been putting these things out for years. The radio stations would put out these compilations and sell them either by mail locally, mostly on the radio station. And they did quite well. And that's where the idea for this probably came from. As well as the Reader's Digest and all of that stuff that I talked about in another video. But this is the first of these. It's unauthorized. No royalties got paid on this. This has the Beatles with Nowhere Man. Has Crazy Elephant Melody. Jimi Hendrix with Red House is on here. Neil Diamond is on here. The Association. Jefferson Airplane, Somebody to Love. Janis Joplin, Down on Me. Buffalo Springfield. Richie Havens, The Turtles. Steam, The Byrds. The Ides of March with Vehicle. 5 Stair Steps. So they knew it was 5 Stair Steps. K-Tel didn't. There is your set list. Again, an album that got no royalties paid on it. So a bootleg basically. And very generic label. And the first Ronco record, before there was a K-Tel record. You know, if you want to do Genesis, this is sort of the genesis of those two companies. But again, there were influences before that. So there you go. Do It Now. The very first one of those sorts of albums. Got a couple other Roncos here. Got Solid Gold. Featuring, they didn't put quite as many songs on theirs. This only has 18. And they had, of course, the record album Cleaner. They also came up with the record Map-O-Matic eventually, but this is the record Cleaner. And this one has Hot, Andrew Gold, Jennifer Warnes, England Dad, John Ford Coley, Johnny Rivers, Barry Manilow, ABBA, Stephen Bishop, Marvin Gaye, Bay City Rollers, Jimmy Buffett, and Ronco's labels were fairly plain compared to K-Tel's. So there you go, Solid Gold on Ronco Records. Now I think one more Ronco here, Sound Express. This again, about 1980 on this one, 79 or 80. Even plugging an album on the back. Probably got a discount on the royalty rate. They did that. And this one on just a green Ronco label. And this one has Rupert Holmes, Toto, Cliff Richard, Chris Thompson, Robert Palmer, Hall & Oates, Steve Forbert, Cheap Trick, Eric Carmen, The Kinks, Superman's on here, Eddie Rabbitt. There's track listing. Sound Express on Ronco Records. Now, in addition, there were other companies around the world that caught on and started doing the same thing. These two in America pretty much had this sort of thing sewed up, but in other places not so much. But other people did try. This is a 2-album set called 20 Electrifying Hits. Now this has 40 songs on it. Weirdly, it's 20 Electrifying Hits. You got a bonus album. So it's supposed to have 2 records in here, and it does. It's got 20 songs on it. Current songs: Ray Stevens, The Tokens, The Stylistics, The Raiders, The Rascals, Silent Family Stone, James Brown. But then it's got a lot of 60s stuff on it, on the record too. Lovin' Spoonful, Turtles, Tommy James, Lou Christie. Got Joey D, The Peppermint Twist is on here. J.J. Jackson, Buddy Knox, Party Doll. I mean, Little Anthony, Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop. This one goes back a bit. Again, if you can see the set list there. And I don't even know what the labels on this look like. Okay. Oh, this is K-Tel. Nowhere on the cover does it say K-Tel. JJ, do you know about this one? This is a K-Tel record, but this must be a very, very early K-Tel record. It's 72, it's not that early. Huh. But this is a K-Tel record. I'm shocked by this. So there you go, so I'll put this with my K-Tels then. That is 20 electrifying hits, even though it has 40 songs on it. Yes, sir. Fun, fun stuff. And last thing I want to show is this. This is from Germany. It's called Hits 3. And this is what other countries did. This is just an example. I have lots of this kind of stuff. I just pulled one to show. But you can see this is from the mid-80s. Hits and stars of the time. Too many songs crammed on each record. Same type of thing as K-Tel and Ronco. It's just not K-Tel or Ronco. And there's what the label looks like on this one. Trying to see who even put this out. I don't even know who put this out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 7 songs on a side, so it's not that crowded. There's the set list. Got people like Aha, Sister Sledge, Shakin' Stevens, Madonna, Prince, Bruce Springsteen, Eurythmics, Huey Lewis, ZZ Top, Bonnie Tyler, Thompson Twins, The Cult, Echo and the Bunnymen, The Dream Academy, Sade, Cyndi Lauper, that sort of thing. And this is what the Germans were doing. So that's it. That's my JJ's 22 Explosive Hits K-Tel collection, minus at least one. Like I said, I know I have, can't remember the name of it now, but the one I mentioned earlier, I have that laying around somewhere, and probably others. I might have a couple. They did a lot of single artist things, like the Stones too, and I probably have a couple of those laying around, but I can't think of what they are, so I couldn't go through my whole record collection searching for those. But there you go, there's a sample of what K-Tel is all about. If you want to know more about K-Tel, check out JJ's 22 Explosive Hits channel, because he knows so much about K-Tel and other things as well. And he's also a Laserdisc collector, and we're supposed to get together and do something about that eventually, and I'll try to remember and make some time to do that, JJ. But anyway, thank you for watching. Check out his channel. Hope everybody is doing well and fine. And check out my podcast, snapcracklepop.podomatic.com. That's still up and going strong. And every once in a while, sort of late at night, I'm streaming. So if you're bored, check those out as well. I mostly spin 45s, but I could do something else. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the idea, JJ. Hope all is well with you and your world. And everybody in everybody else's world as well. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.